few secrets, psychology secrets that sell. Okay, guys, so check this out. Secret number one. I hope you guys ready. About to spill the tea, guys. I'm about to spill the tea. And thank you guys for joining. And I'm about to get started. Okay, guys. So, couple of psychology trick that work. Number one, people love to see. People have that herd mentality. They like to follow others. So in simple words, if you're just kind of creating things, creating a video and nobody's inside of the video, nobody's communicating, nobody's seeing what you're showing, then of course, guys, herd mentality kicks in and people be like, this is probably not interesting. Let me go ahead and watch somebody else. So that's basically that's the problem now. How do you fix that problem? Well, okay, I don't even want to start with numbers. I'm just gonna say, look, when you start your live, guys, introduce modulation into your voice. Okay, guys. So what does that mean? Modulation. So you want to introduce the tonality. You want to be like rising your voice and then lowering your voice, introducing twists, introducing turns, introducing combinations and variations. If you are just being kind of monotonic, then of course, guys, it's gonna be like, oh my god, this person is monotonic, I can't listen to this person. Nah, forget that. Sheesh. Always laugh, always introduce gesture, always introduce new quirks, introduce new vocabulary, introduce some of those spicy movements that elevate your audience and gives them something in return. Always start off with something. Guys, you're not gonna believe what happened. Like, you could start off with this hook, incredible way. Guys, you're not gonna believe what happened. I went ahead and I created this crazy automation with Sora 2 watermark remover, and this is what happened. This could be a great hook like this. There could be many different variations of hooks. Just remember to introduce multiple combinations of those hooks throughout your live. So this way, when you go live, people are gonna be like, oh damn, you know what, I understand what this life is all I understand what this life is all about. Oh, okay. I and that's basically what's gonna be happening, guys. You're gonna be constantly re-educating and reinserting hooks throughout the mix every literally maybe like 2 minutes into your conversations, because essentially what's gonna be happening, people are gonna be joining your live channel and they're gonna be like, yeah, let me see what this person is talking about. Let me see if I can totally understand that. And obviously, if you don't introduce some of those mixes, some of those hooks in a mix, you're not going to be able to get the new audiences. So that's the idea. Another thing what you guys want to do, you want to be like, you got to remember that if you schedule posts, your views get buried because they're not sequential. So what you really want to do is you want to introduce sequential scheduling. So this way people can quickly understand the journey and see where you're coming from and understand your child's triumphs and tribulations. So then the next thing what you guys gotta do is introduce ASMR elements. ASMR elements are those really, really interesting elements throughout your lives, throughout your automations. And yes, this totally works, guys. And some of you will say like, oh my god, I had no idea. So guys, this stuff works. I went ahead and I experimented with some of those psychology tricks, and by far the greatest psychology trick that I ever learned, guys, was like combining ASMR elements from TikTok. Like, as you guys know, in this life, there's a couple of things that sell. Number one, like if you are obviously like presenting something that is unique, it could be alcohol, it could be drugs, it could be something like this. So as you guys know, it sells. And if anybody says like, well, what's the number one thing that makes money in this world? So you obviously you're gonna know what it is. You're gonna be like, okay, it's drugs, sex, and alcohol. That's what it is, right? So double down on that. This is the number one psychology trick that nobody talks about, guys. The next one, as I mentioned, modulation of your voice. So notice I introduced laughter, how I pitch the voice, how lower the voice, how I elevate it, how I introduce in a combination of this UGC element where you get to see mirror, plus you get to see the street. And notice how everything is moving and continuous floating. Think of it like piano, right? When you hit on a piano, right? What happens when you hit on just one button, one tune? then you kind of get annoyed, right? But if you start playing like on different tunes, out of a sudden you're gonna be like, that seems interesting. The same thing here, guys. So squab, 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 squabble up. And let me spill some more tea for you. Notice once again the modulation, introduction of new words, kind of a highly fast-paced, interactive phrases, continuous focal point. Common denominator is constantly waved in front of you, like you understand this whole life is about psychology. And you constantly reinforcing those psychology tricks in combination with ASMR elements. And what I mean by ASMR elements, basically it's very easy, guys. You go on TikTok, you find some like really trending sounds, then you snipe them and you include them in your automations for multiple reuse. Remember, guys, I'm not talking about videos. I'm not just talking about videos. I'm talking about automations. So in simple words, those automations are reusable. Woohoo! They are reusable. What does that mean? Well, what that means is you get to build it once and rebuild and reuse it many times. That is not the case with the videos, guys. That is not the case with the videos. So if you have a fatigue, you're creating way too many videos, you're not getting any results, you're not getting any followers, not getting any views, not getting any sales, and constantly creating content and seeing no end of it, guys, then this is it. This is the solution. Instead of creating videos, pivot slightly and create workflows that have all of those ASMR psychology elements baked in directly into your workflow. So this way you get to rinse and repeat multiple times. So you basically create it once and execute it multiple times, versus videos where you constantly have to kind of remodify things, re-add hooks, and constantly have to think too much. You get way like your brain fatigue is like huge if you do that. If you just kind of repurpose videos instead of repurposing videos, what you want to do, you want to repurpose your Freedom Fusion automations. You want to bake them with different types of ASMR elements and different types of techniques that maximizes the chances of your audience. Anyway, guys, that is the chance of your audience following you. So anyway, that is what I want to say, guys. And of course, there's going to be a lot more to follow. Just feel free to check it out, the rest of the videos, so this way you can learn how to introduce some of those psychology tricks. Now keep something in mind, one AI automation with a psychology trick could outgun very useful automation gazillion times more. So it's absolutely crazy, guys. When I found that out, I was like, man, that gotta be illegal. That gotta be illegal. That can't be happening. That can't be happening with me. But then I went ahead and I tried it, and I'm like, damn, oh my god, it actually works. And ever since then, I doubled down on that. I didn't really know what to think of that, but when I saw that happening to me, I was like, man, you know what, I need to introduce extra psychology tricks in a mix of my automations. And then after psychology, I was like, wait a second, it's more than just psychology. There's ASMR elements that needs to be introduced as well. And then I was like, I bet, let me go ahead and introduce ASMR elements. And then I was like, damn, it's more than just ASMR elements. There's more you gotta level up, like Lamar Kendrick says. You gotta level up. If you level up, it's gonna be easier. But how many levels of leveling up there is, guys? There's a third person perspective, there's another person perspective, different types of perspectives. So how do you know where is the limit? How do you prevent the infinite thought concept? How do you like stop brainstorming to infinity? So guys, obviously this is very sharp topic. How do you prevent thinking to infinity? And one of the ways to do it is to do some yoga exercises. What I try to do a little bit of workout, and of course some of you will say squab, squabble up, and teach me some tricks. But look, guys, like here's the biggest trick that I learned. I promise you, this trick is going to change your life. This is what I did. I started combining automations in combinations with physical products in combo with psychology. So in simple words, you're gonna, in the world of physical objects and physical constructs, you're gonna learn a bunch of people selling things, right? So a couple of things. Number one, people are extremely fast right now. Their brain has evolved, guys. So what you really want to be doing, you want to be hitting people so hard with psychology, it's not even funny. And you want to be doing this fast, so fast. You don't want to give them a chance to compare anything about you. You want to hit them so hard that they're not going to even have a chance to analyze and recover anything that you just said. So, but how do you do that? How do you do this fast-paced kind of psychology-driven, AI content-driven automations intermixed together that hits people so hard and motivates them and kind of get them to follow you and get them to grow your channel? How do you do that? Well, guys, look, here's what worked for me, and I'm gonna make it super easy for you to understand. So step number one, what you want to do, you want to take your phone and you want to use our Freedom Fusion automations. They have ASMR elements, they have all sorts of interesting effects that will make it easy for you to grow your feudal kingdom. Some of you will say, well, Rome, I don't get it. What the heck is a feudal kingdom? Guys, your feudal kingdom is a construct that I created in 2024 and then used it for the period of 3 months. And after using it for the period of 3 months, well, something happened. $1 billion company created a drink after my company's name. It's called Freedom Fusion Mountain Dew Summer Edition of 2024. If you want to give it a try, go ahead and try it. Now, how would you like to continue listening my psychology tricks, guys? Notice how I'm accelerating the pace, slowing down, and saying words like squab, 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 squabble up. Introducing emotions, introducing all sorts of... So guys, look, here's the biggest secret that nobody wants you to know, especially a lot of TikTok gurus. Number one is they're providing you with a strategy that you will never be able to execute. Your brain is not powerful enough to execute multiple iterations of different types of strategies as you're navigating through some of those high cardinality, heterogeneous complexities in your modern day world of you as a person, as you living through your life and growing your TikTok shop, your luxury pet brand. So in order for you to break through the ice, what you need to be doing is combining high, very effective automations that will break through your ideal customer profile. If you want to learn how to build them, jump into my community. You will be able to learn how to build them with psychology in a mix. Guys, once you connect, psychology is going to be so easy. It's going to be absolutely insane, guys. It's going to be like flawless. You're going to come back to me and you're going to be like, damn, I'm surprised I didn't add any psychology tricks. And I'm gonna be like, all right, bet. Let's go ahead and spice them up. Let's get some ASMR elements and all sorts of other bells and whistles. You're gonna be so cooked, guys, like creating those automations and integrating psychology in the mix, because it kind of you kind of have to foresee exactly what the customer wants, and in order to do that, you need to have a deep level research. I'm gonna create a workshop for deep level research for you guys that shows you how to extract what people are looking for and build solutions and mix psychology in the mix. Guys, like for every kind of automation that you create, you gotta have insane amount of psychology tricks baked in directly in the feature sets. If you do that, it's just gonna be so much easier for you to succeed. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna get going. I'll see you next time and take care.